So this is going to be for turbulent flows. We're going to go into our geometry. Here we go. In our geometry, we're going to do the same thing we did before. So we're going to go in and we're going to create our circle. And it's going to be 1 meter in diameter. Then we're going to have a height of 50, length of 50. And then we're going to make a rectangle to connect them. And then we're going to go into concept and do surface from sketches. We're going to click on this and it's going to say apply. And then we're going to generate. And then this is what we get for our sketch. And then afterwards, we can go to our mesh. And then in our mesh, we're going to make it Y and X. And then to start, we're going to do mesh. And then we're going to right click on mesh, insert, go to method, and then we're going to do the triangle method. So we're going to click on this, and we're going to click apply. Then we're going to use triangles. That stays, and then we're going to generate. Then after that, we're going to go back, right click on our mesh, insert. We're going to go to sizing. We're going to go up here and click on this part, which should be our edge. Then we're going to click on the edge of the circle, apply. Then we're going to change this to number of divisions. Change that to 200 behaviors hard. And then we're going to generate. And then afterwards, you're going to right click. And then we're going to go to insert. And then we're going to go face meshing. We go to inflation. So inflation, then we click on the face, apply. And then we go to geometry. One edge is this part. Apply. Change this to first layer thickness. This is going to be 0.003, 100, and this should be automatically inflated. I'm going to generate. And the mesh should, I don't know, it's not working. And then I changed the element size here to 0.12 meters. It should be the same mesh as it was before. And then also we go to name selections and we right click and we select that, right click, and then we're going to go to right click, and then we should go down to name selections, and then we make this side the velocity, this one the pressure, and then you do right click, name selections, control, and then you do this side and select that side and make it symmetry, and then this is your wall. And this is what the mesh should look like when it's completed. So then we're going to go into our setup. And then, oh wait, this should be for Turbulent. So all that's the same, and then we're going to go into our setup for Turbulent. And then we're going to go change our viscous to SSTK omega. And then we're going to go to our materials, go to air, changed my density to 1.2 and my viscosity to 1 e to -5 for the Reynolds number. And then I went to the velocity inlet. I double clicked and then I changed my velocity magnitude to 5. And then I went to the cell zone conditions to make sure it says air here. And then I also went to reference values to make sure that everything is changed on here and it should compute from the velocity inlet. And then I went to initialization and then I initialized and then I changed the number of iterations to 25. And then I went to run calculations and changed this to 1,000 and calculated it. And then after that was done, I went to XY plot. And then I went and I changed this to pressure coefficient and wall. And then I write to file and then it should be right. And then you pick where you want it to go and then make your file name. And then it prints this. And this is what I got for my pressure coefficient. And that's what I did for setup. And then I go into results for turbulent. So then I went, first I did the contour, so I double clicked up here on contour. And then it should pop up here, and I went to velocity inlet, velocity U, and then change the number of contours to 1,000, apply. Okay, I guess we'll just do it again. So contour, okay. Velocity inlet, velocity U, 1,000, apply. Oh wait, it was symmetry too. And so it was apply. Still loading. So I got my velocity, and then I did the same thing for pressure contour. So I went up here to contour, energy 2, pressure, and then we can just do 100. Apply. And so I got for my pressure contour. And then we do streamline. So for streamline, I went up here to streamline, change it to symmetry 2, velocity. Oh wait, this is the wrong one. Here we go. Velocity inlet equally spaced 1,000, and then variable should be velocity, and then I changed this to that should be velocity. Apply. And this is what I got for my velocity streamline. And that's pretty much how you do the project. And then I went into my files and then I imported everything into Excel, all the data from the pressure coefficients. And then I created an Excel sheet. So you have to do the velocity variation and you also have to do the pressure coefficient. So this is for the velocity, so it's position, velocity, and then I create a graph by going to insert, charts, and then I did just a normal line chart, and then I changed the data, and this is what I got for my velocity variation. And then for pressure variation, I did the same thing for the pressure coefficient. So this is the turbulent data, not this one. And this is laminar and this is inviscid. And I did the same thing where I went insert graph. And then this is where I got for my pressure coefficient. And it's pretty much how you do the entire project.